Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Daniela from Ocean Jasper with another pick a card today, in which we're going to find out how does your person in mind feel about your last message to them. All you have to do is to pick a card and listen to the corresponding reading. So let's have a look at our piles. We have pile number 1 with the Hawk and the Fluorite crystal, pile number 2 with the Blackbird and the Black Tourmaline crystal, and then the owl in pile number 3 with the Amethyst crystal. Take a moment to make your choice. If you're drawn to more than a pile, that's absolutely fine as well. And when you're done, you can find the timestamps in the info box below that will bring you directly to the beginning of your reading. If you like the content, I would highly appreciate if you could support my channel. Simply leave a thumbs up, drop a comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below if you haven't done it yet so you won't miss any of my new videos. The thanks button is also activated if you'd like to buy me a coffee. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can find my email in the info box below together with my prices. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you at the beginning of your reading. Hello my loves and welcome to your reading. If you have chosen pile number 1 with the Hawk Oracle card and the Fluorite crystal. So I have already laid down some cards. We're gonna get more for clarifiers, but this is the first layer of your reading. I haven't looked at the card just yet. So let's turn them together. The first card is the Strength card in reverse. Then we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's start from this, so we're not gonna get overwhelmed with all of the meanings. I would like to say, first of all, some messages regarding the Hawk card that you have picked. So, the Hawk, it's a bird that is able to look at the ground from a much higher perspective. So it could be that your person, when he saw your message, when he read your message, or even a bit after he got it, started feeling like things fall onto place. Before, perhaps they were focusing on the tiny details, and that could have made them a little confused or hyper focused on details that didn't really matter, and that could have brought to having some conflicts perhaps. Instead, now after your message, they were finally able to look at things from a different angle. Things made more sense. So instead of looking at things from an ant perspective, they were looking at things from a Hawk perspective. So they were able to look at the horizon to understand everything that was going on in that territory, let's say. So able to look at the rocks, at the beach, at the sand, at the forest behind, instead of simply looking at the grains of sand in front of them, okay? And in a way, your message also made them feel proud of themselves, because the hawk is a noble bird. So perhaps they felt way more confident about themselves than they did before. And your message also honored them, honored their personality, honored their persona in general, and they love that. They love how you look at them. They feel nice when they align themselves to the vision that you have of them. They feel seen. That's what I'm getting as well. They felt seen in their whole personality, rather than just a tiny detail that people could look at, could focus on as soon as they met them. You know, the first impression of them. They felt like you've been able to see at the whole picture. Perhaps they felt as well that you're not judging them, because you do understand the bigger picture. You are not judging them based on a tiny thing that they have done, or that they have said, or that they have worn even, or let's say even, I don't know, for some reason I have this message, let's say that they they look peculiar. Perhaps they look peculiar. Maybe they miss an eye or a limb or something, and they're used to be to receive eyes of pity, perhaps. Or people that the first thing that they would ask them was, what happened to you? Can you tell me the story of this accident, etc. Instead, thanks to your last message, they realize that you actually look beyond those surface details. That was not, I don't know how long have you been talking to each other, but let's say that was actually your first message, for example. They were very pleased that you didn't ask anything about the peculiar details of their looks, and instead you notice something else, something bigger that belongs to that says who they are as a person, and they realize that you were able to see that. So that's very nice. The fluorite as well is the crystal that speaks about communication, clarity in the mind, and also ability to speak up your truth freely. So they had this feeling that you were being honest, that you weren't messing around, that you weren't trying to make a good impression on them, that you weren't wearing a mask, a facade, you were simply being genuine, and they appreciated how direct and honest and truthful you were in that message. So overall, it seems pretty good, what I'm getting from the hook. Now we have the Strength card in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. That is interesting. So it feels like before that message, they were trying to be strong, and they had some indecision of what to do about you, perhaps. Where to bring this connection forward, what to do with you, and but they were trying to be strong. So perhaps they were tempted to let themselves be guided by their emotions, because we also do have emotions going up and down, as you can see in the background of that Two of Pentacles with the big and small waves of the ocean. So they were tempted to be guided, like I said, by their emotions, but they had some type of indecision, and their logic told them, probably you need to be the strongest and the wisest in the situation. And I don't know, like just be there as a friend, or do not turn this into anything else. Just ignore your feelings, ignore your emotions, because this is the wisest thing to do here. And then when they saw your message, they realized, you know what, I don't have to keep that mask myself. I am soft inside. I have feelings. I have emotions. I don't understand why I have to put up a strong face and show to everybody that I'm okay, that everything is fine, that I'm on top of things, that the situation didn't bother me, or that I don't have feelings, that they don't have feelings for you, basically. Why do I have to put up this strong face? They said after reading your message. And finally, that indecision, that confusion that belonged to the Two of Pentacles was lifted. They finally found clarity, which is actually the message of the fluorite, like I said. Obviously, this is a general reading. The specific situations, specific details of your situation will change. You will have to adapt the reading slightly to them, because I've been mentioning lots of different scenarios with that strength in the reverse position. But you will know if this is the right reading. And by the way, if you don't have to force the reading to adapt to your situation, so if it doesn't match in the grand scheme, then this is not the right path for you, and you are invited to look for another one. So I feel like, yes, they removed the mask of the strongest person in the situation. Perhaps something, let's say something happened to them. They had to be strong because something happened to their family, to a family member, or to their house, or to their belongings. Maybe, they went through an accident, or somebody stole something from them, or they had to be strong for a reason or another. They had to be strong, and you send this message being like, I see you. I know how hard this can be. You can always lean on me if you need somebody to talk to about how you truly feel. And they felt seen. They finally felt seen. Perhaps everybody else was saying, wow, you're so brave, you're so strong, you're amazing. You have so much courage going through this, helping whoever, your mother going through this. And instead you were like, I know you're crumbling on the inside. Please know that you're safe with me if you want to talk about him. So yes, they felt massively seen. You went beyond the surface, and they noticed that, and so that indecision that they had, perhaps they had this feeling like, should I talk to them, like to you, about what's actually going on inside me, or should I not? And then when they got your message, they were like, yeah, I can. I definitely can. It doesn't necessarily have to be that something happened to them. When I said they put a strong face, it could even be that they were trying not to show their feelings for you. Perhaps they felt like it was inappropriate, or perhaps they felt like you weren't reciprocating, and so that they were having doubts, right? But after your message, the doubts were gone, and the need to be strong were gone. Basically, that is the main concept of these two cards, so you can adapt that to your situation and see if it matches. So let's see the other two cards. Wow, the Two of Cups upright and the Moon in reverse. This is crazy. This is crazy because it matches so well with what we've been saying so far, because the moon does speak about the subconscious, the deeper feelings that are not necessarily nice to look at, nice to feel, nice to sit with. It speaks about secrets, the things that you don't necessarily say to everybody, the darkest side of somebody's soul. And because the moon is in reverse, these things are coming up to the surface super easily. You guys are deep diving, into this darkness. And so your person, after receiving your message, they felt way more united with you than they ever did before. They felt understood, and they felt like the connection with you got a lot stronger, and that there is an equal give and take, that there is an equal interest in each other's, that you guys take care of each other's best interest, like you have each other's best interest in mind, and that there are romantic feelings between the two of you. Like literally the Two of Cups, 99% of the time speaks about romantic union, romantic connections. And because the moon is in reverse, this could also be that they felt like they can finally come up to the surface. They don't have to hide their feelings anymore. They don't have to keep them secret. They don't have to study, analyze the situation. They know how you feel for them, and you guys can finally talk about it. I have to say though, with the Hawk, they're also studying the situation a bit more. Let me see if we have to brighten up the situation here. No, maybe that's too bright. Okay, sorry for the interruption. With the Hawk, perhaps they're also taking their time to answer back, because they have to fly really up in the sky to look at the situation, to understand what's going on, and then come back. Interesting as well that there is a couple, like this is the male and this is the female. And then both of them are, in the vicinity of each other. So let's see what's in the other two cards. The World, crazy, and wow, the Six of Cups upright. Nice. So they felt like they can finally get a closure from the past and start a new chapter, enter in a new portal. Basically, when they got your message, they realized that I've jumped reality. I'm not in the same place where I used to be before. Like yesterday, I'm not in the same place. Life looks different now. There are opportunities. There are new opportunities that I didn't even see before, or that I wasn't sure that they were there before. A door has opened for me, and I pretty much have free will, free choice to do what I want in this new chapter. And they felt reborn. And with that Six of Cups, this is all thanks to this soft emotional space that you have created thanks to that message. The Six of Cups speaks about, again, two people showing their inner child to each other, showing the most vulnerable self to each other. It speaks about reconciliation as well between two people that haven't seen each other in a long time, between two old friends as well. They used to be friends when they were kids. It does speak about sweet memories, nostalgia from the past as well. So if you guys known each other since a long time, they felt a very sweet feeling about you basically threw them back in the past, and all of those nice things that you guys shared back in the past, they were able to relieve them. So that World card could actually be a sort of time machine. They felt like they jumped back into the past, and as if they had a cinema in front of them and they could see, lovely images. I imagine, like, without sound, lovely images from the past about the two of you, and it sort of made sense. It's like a cycle was able to close. I hope you cannot hear the sounds in the background. I live in a house share, so there's other people doing their things. So that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And perhaps your message was everything that they were looking forward to hear. Perhaps they really needed somebody. Perhaps they were feeling quite weak, quite fragile. And they were exactly needing somebody like you that could take them out of their situation for a minute, because they were probably very immersed in their own problems and issues. They were burning themselves out as well because of those fires. I feel like they were burning themselves out with a specific situation, and you were able to draw them out of it by looking at the past, remembering old memories. So they had these beautiful flashbacks after your message. So definitely this feels like a lovely reunion of two souls that are kindred spirits. Perhaps you've shared something romantic in the past or not. This could even be a friendly connection. Nevertheless, you brought back up to surface old feelings, all things that they haven't completely metabolized perhaps, and now they can. And this is allowing them as well to have some type of closure and start fresh. So this could even be an ex that you texted an ex. And yeah, and they felt like, okay, it's beautiful that we can have a friendly connection, that we can be polite and civil with each other, that we are actually talking about how we still care for each other, but nevertheless that was a chapter that belonged to the past and we can start anew. And perhaps in this text, like, you've been speaking about some uncomfortable truths, or something difficult to talk about, but you did it with touch. How do you say? Oh, I forgot the word. You did it in a delicate way. With tact, is that how you say? You did it in a very gentle way, so that the other person wouldn't feel attacked, wouldn't feel offended, or wouldn't feel defensive. Okay, so, and that was needed. That was absolutely needed to bring those dark things back to the surface. And that actually helped them to clarify certain uncertainties that they had. Now, actually, I feel like this reading is being long enough. I don't want to keep you way longer. I'm just going to see. Yeah, the card at the back of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse position. Quite interesting. And then also the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse position. Like, I feel that they somehow felt like for you two things to work out again, it would take a long time, that they would delay, because there is this you guys are used to be alone by now, but there is this desire to come out of that singlehood. Like, this might just be for a portion of you reading this deck, reading this pile, but it could be that they felt like either you guys were finally talking about what didn't work out in the connection, and that would be connected with the moon. Okay, and so they had this understanding, oh, this is what didn't work out, because the hook is, again, like I was saying, allowing you to see things from a different perspective. So finally they realized, oh, these were my weaknesses. This was the reason why she or he was uncertain about me. This is the reason why it didn't work out. All this stuff that we didn't talk about was the reason why we felt perhaps disconnected. And now that we're talking about it again, we feel like we belong to each other again. Yeah, and they had this realization why you decided, I want to be by myself. I do not want to be with you anymore. And you wanted to have a new chapter. But nevertheless, the love was there. And so now they need a minute to metabolize all of this material that you've been giving them. Perhaps, yeah, you truly told them this is, you told them how you feel about them and why you walked away. And then you left it to them, and now they are understanding. They're understanding exactly what you said, and they're feeling that the bond that they had with you was absolutely honest, it was true, and that it was so meaningful. So I feel that there is some type of interest in eventually, because look at this, oh my goodness, look at the other card at the bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Like, they literally belong to each other, and they are interested in a long-term partnership. They are kindred spirits, like I said, but because it's in reverse, this speaks about something that needs patience, needs a lot of patience with that Seven of Cups. And you guys have given up on each other perhaps in the recent past. They were like, this is not going to work out. It's useless to keep putting energies in this because we're not understanding each other. Now you're understanding that you're actually the same person. And it just you just needed a really thorough conversation about the things that were uncomfortable to talk about, talking about shadow work, and I feel that because both of them are, the royals of the Pentacle suit, that there is potential for this connection to eventually become long lasting and serious again. I think that there is a solid foundation, but because they are in reverse, this might take a while. But yeah, I can't keep looking at the back of the deck. We have the Eight of Cups in reverse. It literally is the card that speaks about regretting walking away and wanted to come back. So for some of you, this is literally texting an ex, and yeah, maybe they left you, and now they are realizing. They're realizing that the bond they had with you was actually incredibly special and hard to find in other people, and that it would be worthy to work on it. But obviously, because you haven't been with each other for a while now, you have been alone for a while with that Nine of Pentacles, you've been used to be on your own. It will take some time to rebuild, okay? But yeah, that is what I'm getting. I hope that things will work out between the two of you. In the meantime, I would say keep focusing on yourself, like I always say. Do not get your hopes too high. Create your own happiness. Your happiness doesn't have to depend on other people. Make sure to moderate those dopamine rush that you get from their text, and that you are giving yourself lots of reasons to be happy about that are not necessarily connected to this relationship or to this connection. Okay, make sure that there's lots of nice things happening in your life that are fulfilling you, and that this is not the only candle that is light, that is on, the only candle that is lit. Yeah, that is the word. Okay, so that is everything. I really wish you the very best with your connection. Get in touch if you like to get a private reading. Click on the thanks button if you'd like to buy me a coffee. It would be immensely appreciated. And then check the list of decks that I've been using here today in the info box below if you're interested, and hope to see you again in the next video. Subscribe if you want to make sure to be notified whenever the new video is on, because I'm pretty much not regular with my uploads. Okay, thanks so much, and thank you for being patient with all these noises in the background. I don't know what's going on. Much love. Bye bye. Hello my loves, and welcome to your reading if you have chosen pile number 2 with the Blackbird Oracle card and the Black Tourmaline. So I have already been shuffling the cards, asking how did your person feel about the last message that you've sent them. So let's have a look at those 2 by 2, and then if we need any clarifying we will get them as well. So you got the Strength card as the first card, and the Two of Pentacles. Actually they are the same cards that happened as first 2 in pile number 1, but they were in reverse. So if you were undecided between pile number 1 and pile number 2, this is your sign to check out pile number 1 as well. So how did your person feel about the last message you've sent them? So talking about the Blackbird initially, it seems like, because in the background we have the opening of a magic cave here, and the Blackbird as well, as the message of the Blackbird is an invitation to step within your inner world and discover new depths of your soul. Find out your deepest potential and inner motivation, discover your inner life a little bit better. It's an invitation to explore your subconscious, basically, to step into this cave, and inside the cave everything is dark and it might be a little freaky, a little scary. But what if you're gonna find some beautiful what's the name in English? Great, I can't remember. Geroglifici, that would be the word in Italian. Those beautiful writings from prehistory being marked on the caves. Like, you never know. What if you're gonna find some crystals? What if you're gonna find some beautiful bats? You never know what you're gonna find. But it is super magical. So it is an invitation to step into that magical dark place that we don't hang out in, which we don't hang out enough. Okay, and the black tourmaline as well is a crystal that you use to detox yourself, to get rid of stagnant energy, dark energy, to bounce back in evil energies that comes from the outside. So I feel that after your message, they felt cleansed. They felt that whatever negative thoughts they had about this connection finally disappeared. They also felt not so scared anymore to talk about certain things that were probably taboo between the two of you. And they felt like the connection was actually magical between the two of you, or is magical between the two of you. So you, even if you just sent them a song, because the blackbird would remind me of that, you might have just been sending them a song, and it allowed them to feel connected to you from a deeper level that is actually quite hard to describe, to define, to find words to define it, because it's a subtle way in which you realize my energy field matches hers. Like, both of your energy fields matches. Like, you kind of think in the same wavelength, or that your soul are alive in the same wavelength, sort of things. Like, you are kindred spirit. And yeah, I feel like if you send them a song, they really loved it. And they felt like they stepped a little deeper within the realms of your soul. Like, they finally know you a little better thanks to the last message that you've sent them. And perhaps you've been talking about something difficult to digest that you wouldn't share necessarily with everybody. And that is the part that actually is in common with reading number 1, with pile number 1. So have a look at that as well. So the strength that you made them feel brave. You made them feel brave to make a choice. Okay, they were feeling some type of indecision, or they are feeling some type of indecision. They still haven't decided what to do, but they feel a little stronger, a little braver, to look at the mouth of the lion, which represents fears. Being brave, it doesn't mean that you are doing things without any fear. It means that you do things that scare you, despite the fear, you're doing things. So it feels like you've been giving them that extra drop of strength that they needed throughout this troubling time. Perhaps things are going up and down in their life. They feel like they're not fully in control of things. They feel like they have a massive choice to make, and you've been giving them a nudge of strength. Perhaps you help them believe in their inner magic a bit more, in their intuition. Perhaps you invited them to discover what they truly want in life. And you invited them to face the darkest thoughts that are blocking them from making this choice, or holding them back. Perhaps they've been thinking of moving abroad, and perhaps they've been thinking, should I stay in my own country? Should I start this new venture abroad? And you've allowed them to explore the inner depths of their souls, including massive fears that they've been having, and you help them believe more in their dreams. That's what I'm getting. So let's see what's in the second column. The Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So definitely the Ace of Pentacles is about investing in themselves. It's about a new beginning. Perhaps they have to spend a lot of money for it. Or definitely with the Hierophant as well and the Pentacles, both of them are speaking about something long lasting. that will require them to commit to it. So this could be the beginning of a college, the beginning of a new job, the beginning of a new course that will last, 5 years. This could even be the beginning of a relationship, or settling down, buying a home. And your person, was having some uncertainties about it. But after you send them your message, they were like, yes, this is where I need to plant my seed. This ground is fertile for me and it is promising. It's like your message was the answer to the question that they've been asked to universe. Like, give me a sign, and then they got your message. This could even be the beginning of a new relationship with you. So if you have, been sharing with them how you're feeling about them or something like that, they realized, okay, I think we can call each other boyfriend and girlfriend now. I think I'm actually going to ask them on a date. I think this is the person I want to be with. I think I want to make this official. They felt stronger within this connection with you, despite of certain doubts that they were having, because they realized, who else is gonna make me feel like a blackbird during the twilight hours of the day? Just you. So it's very special. Okay. 8 of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Swords. So it could be that they're not answering back just yet. Let me just dim down the light slightly. They might have not gotten back to you. After your message, they felt like they had to slow down their thoughts. Perhaps they felt this push of being impulsive, of making things happen really fast. Like we're talking about Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. This is sort of the energy of going from the date number 1 to getting married. Okay, so things were going in their head. They were going way too fast after your message. They started fantasizing a lot, I think. And then they caught themselves with that Queen of Swords. They're like, hang on a minute. Be logic about this. Do not allow your feelings to mess everything up. Do not be creepy. Do not mess this up by being clingy, by being overly cheesy. Hold your passions, hold your horses. So that's what they're doing. If you don't hear them, if you haven't heard from them just yet, it's because they are trying to be cool, and they're trying to keep their cool, because they need it, not because they're trying to impress you, but because they know that if they let themselves flow just like a massive waterfall, they're gonna create chaos. Because they have impulsive energy within them. Like, very impulsive. Like, they're so dreamy. They could hyperfixate on you. And they don't want to do that. And they don't want to scare you either. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Let's see. Anything else that you need to know about how did your person feel about the last message you've sent them? Please and thank you. Justice and the Emperor. So definitely you've been giving them the message that they needed to hear. They feel like things are right between the two of you, that this was meant to be, that everything is fine, and you've been giving them, like I said, strength here, and in stepping more into their divine masculine, and they feel that this is right for them. Everything just feels right for him. So I can definitely see that they're gonna be pursuing you. They're gonna be proactive. Either they're gonna pursue you or their dream, whatever this Ace of Pentacles represents for them. So they feel like they're more in control of things. With the Justice as well, it seems like, for example, if they are thinking to move abroad, the Justice is their interest in reading everything about how to get a visa, how to get a passport, how to get a job there, how does it work, buying a home there, renting a place there, how, they've been documenting, how do you say, gathering documents and educating themselves on how the legal system works over there, so that they can feel like they are on top of things and they have control over what's about to happen in the near future. Also, damn, like the Justice and the Hierophant and the Emperor and the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, like for some of you are getting married. I feel that after your message, they realize, okay, I need to, what's the word? Oh my goodness. What's the word in English? Like, I need to ask them to marry me. I need to propose. Yes, that's the word. I need to propose to them. Okay? Like, the Ace of Pentacles is literally the seed that they want to plant by asking you to get married. They want a signature over this. The Hierophant is oftentimes the card of getting married. You see, there are two people facing an authority, and like a pope or something, and so they are, the keys are interlocked. So they are making promises in front of an authority. Like, this could literally be like not for all of you, but it could be like a wedding in a church, for example. This is what the card represents. Even though getting married here are two bold guys, that doesn't make much sense. But this is the card as well of respecting the rules of a bigger system. That is that we decided to belong to. Okay, so yeah, and the Emperor is like stepping into their divine masculine, and the Queen of Swords is all about communication, clear communication, and being extremely serious about whatever they are planning, and feeling extremely responsible about it. So yeah, the Eight of Wands, it could be like they are delaying the proposing. I don't want to put your, I don't want to give you high hopes over something that maybe is not meant to happen for you, but for some of you this is definitely going to happen. Please text me in the comments if it does, because I don't see this often. I literally don't. I've never seen it before. Okay, so yeah, I feel that your person has realized whatever I have with this person, with you, is really magical, and I need to put a stamp on it. Like, this has to turn into my person. Alternatively, you've been allowing them to feel braver about their next endeavor. If you guys are just friends, or if you are supporting their dreams. So that's what I have for you. I really hope it resonated. Get in touch with me if you'd like to have a private reading. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, simply click on the thanks button. That would be incredibly appreciated. And you can find my decks in the info box below. And you can also buy them if you click on the link. Thanks for everything. I hope to see you again in the next video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified whenever the next video will be, because unfortunately, for the way I am, my uploading schedules is completely scattered. I wish I was more regular. But yeah, bear with me. Big hugs, much love, see you very soon. Hello my loves, and welcome to your reading if you have picked pile number 3 with the owl and the amethyst crystal. So what you see here is a spread that I've created. I've shuffled the cards already, asking the question, how does the person in mind of my viewer is feeling about the last message that they've got from my viewer. So we're gonna start with these 6 cards, and then if there's any need for other clarifiers, we're gonna get more. So let's start with 2 at a time, just to not overwhelm ourselves. We have the Judgment, Upright, and the Tower. My goodness. Wow, these are 2 major arcana, so this is massive. Like the message you've been sending them, I can see it's quite important. I can see why you would feel anxious or nervous, or wondering how they reacted to it, because I can see it's a big deal to you. Definitely. Okay, starting from the owl, the message of the owl as well. This, let me see, sorry, we need to brighten up maybe this is a bit better. So from the owl, I was saying, we got the message that your person could actually be initiating some type of change, or feeling like they want to initiate a change. It can talk about the death of one thing and the beginning of another, and the rebirth of another thing. It can talk about withdrawing and detach as well from the situation. We have the amethyst crystal, though. I see that all of this is happening in a sort of calm, measured way. Or perhaps they're withdrawing to find peace. They're withdrawing to rest. So after your message, they felt, okay, I need some time to recollect my thoughts, or detach from the feelings that I'm having that have been triggered by the message that I've got. So initially, they felt a Judgment and the Tower. The Judgment is like a big wake-up call, a big realization, a big awakening. But that has also been followed by the destruction of something that they were attached to, that it was actually supporting them. It was representing their foundation. It was something that they were holding on to, from which their survival depended, their happiness depended on, their stability, their emotional stability depended on, and now is falling apart, is being crumbled down, or is being, without being necessarily dramatic, perhaps it's simply shifted. Perhaps there is a change, like the owl speaks about change, and the tower speaks about change as well, which is crazy. It's not crazy, but every time that I see the oracle cards speaking with the tarot cards, like they really do understand each other. They're really speaking about the same thing. It just makes me so happy when I see this. It's just an extra sign that spirits are here, guiding us, and making it clear what is it that we need to understand from these cards. So definitely, they felt like a change was about to happen after you sent them a message, or that a change happened within them. They had this wake-up call. They were like, okay, this aha moment, basically. This is what I need to be doing. And unfortunately, what they realized that they needed to be doing was perhaps to break up with you, to detach, to withdraw from the connection. I do not want to scare you. So in order to accept this message, this reality, I need you to see that everything else also matches with you. Like, it's very important that it's tricky because we are starting with this. So let's stick around until all of the other cards and messages resonate with you. If they do, then you can trust this message. If they don't, then please do not be frightened. And also, I feel like my readings should simply, and that's also how I see the other readings that I watch for myself, they should give you a confirmation of what you already know. It's like talking with a friend that already knows what you're going on, what you've been going through, and they totally understand you, and perhaps they help you to see things from a slightly different perspective, but you guys are talking about the same things. You guys understand each other. Like, they are just there to give you comfort and support and validation. So take these readings as that, plus some extra little bits of extra info, so extra, thoughts that you haven't had before, that they help you to see, things from wider perspective. But if the readings that you're listening to are telling you something completely strange to you that you never even thought of, perhaps that is not the right reading for you. That is just my take. So if you guys are happy with each other, if you're happy, if you guys are getting along, if there's been no issues, and then here a stranger from the internet is telling you your person has been thinking to break up with you after your text, do not take that as your message, okay? But if you've been dreaming of an owl last night and you've been wearing purple today, maybe those are signs that you need to listen to. Those are confirmation that this is the right message for you. Okay, so let's keep going. We have, the Seven of Swords and the Empress. So I feel that the realization that they've been having is not a nice one. It's the realization that they perhaps do not trust you, and perhaps they do not trust any woman or any person that is embodying feminine energy. Excuse me. Because the Empress represents the archetype of all mothers. The archetype is the mother of all of the queens of the deck. So it represents the divine femininity in general. As you can see, there's also the symbol of Venus there within a heart. So this could be some mother wounds that have been coming up to surface, and they realize, I cannot. I have too many wounds from past women, past people cheating on me, betraying me, and so I cannot go forward with this connection. I need to detach. Okay, they had this realization. The problem is not them, as in you. The problem is me. I have these trust issues, so I cannot move forward for respect of the other person, which sounds fair. Like I said, with the Amethyst, this doesn't seem to be a person that is all over the place, that is making illogical and illogical decisions and irrational and impulsive decisions. This is a person that has been sitting with their thoughts for quite some time. They withdrew for some time from reality so that they could understand, also the owl is a bird that is awake at night and is using a situation of disadvantage at their own advantage, because normally during the dark hours you're not able to see your prey, but the owl has a great hearing ability, and so it developed this sensitivity that it allows them to catch their prey even at night. When the prey thinks that they are hiding very well, they're not seen, but the owl can still perceive them. So they are trying in a peaceful way, mature way, and wise way, because the owl represents wisdom as well, to turn this. Perhaps you haven't been speaking in a while, perhaps there has been some discomfort between the two of you, and within this distance they realize what's actually going on, or the fact itself that they are withdrawing from the connection, or that they are deciding to break up, which is per se a disadvantage, because they're going to be alone again. For example, they're going to be single again. They're not going to have the same fun that they used to have with you because they're single again. They're going to turn that disadvantage into an advantage, into being like, you know what, this is a great opportunity to break down old systems, old patterns, and to dissect what happened to me as a child, to understand why I'm having these trust issues, to go to a psychotherapist and talk about this. This is the saxophone here. It speaks about speaking out loud your inner thoughts as well, being vulnerable, being naked in front of somebody. So I'm getting that they're taking this discomfort, this uncomfortable reality, as an opportunity for them to grow as a person, which is really nice. Then we have, oh my goodness, the Two of Cups in reverse, which makes total sense, and then the Three of Wands in reverse position. Okay. Ooh, this is too bright. All right. Yeah, so that is another confirmation, because the Two of Cups are two people that are not necessarily able to think, to take the highest interest of the other person in their mind. They're not able to understand each other. They're having there's some disharmony in the connection, some misunderstanding, or different interests, different life goals, or there's simply no attraction anymore, or they just realize they're falling out of love, or perhaps this is not the right time for them. It doesn't mean that it will never happen. Perhaps it simply means that things are not aligning necessarily right now because of certain wounds that still need to be healed. So because of that Three of Wands as well, I see that they realize after your message that it is actually hard for them to plan ahead whether the connection will last or not. Perhaps, let's say, for example, you've been sending them a message. What do you think about going to Greece from the 20th to the 26th of September? And they realize, hang on a minute, I don't think I'm seeing myself being with this person until then. I do not think I can make plans ahead for them, because I started to feel some type of detachment from the connection, detachment from you. And I think something needs to happen. I think I need to speak out my truth, and I need to say, and unfortunately I have to walk away. Perhaps there's another person, not necessarily, but perhaps they're thinking of somebody else, or perhaps their mother is not very keen about this connection with the two of you, and they are betraying you to follow what their mother is saying, which is a very childish behavior. So might not be for all of you, because generally with the owl I see that this person is quite wise generally, but yeah, or they just realize, like I said, that they have issues related to trusting women, and so they're like, okay, or you could be a guy and they realize, you know what, I think I'm not into men, I'm into women, and I just, my life is sort of falling apart by accepting this truth, but I have to come out of the closet. This could be the situation. They have to make peace with it, and they have to be wise and take accountability for it, and allow themselves to live that reality. So, yeah. I think you are getting the gist. It's funny, like we have the photo ones at the bottom of the deck. So it could be, I really hope not, but it could be that for some of you, you've been asking them, do you want to move in? Do you want to move in with me? Do you want a copy of my keys? Do you want to buy a home together? Or do you want to make this official? Because the photo ones is like creating a solid foundation. And in that moment, that's why your message was a big deal. They realized, I need to say something here. I cannot allow my person, i.e. you, to think that things are flowing really happily, because I'm having some change within me that, even though it's uncomfortable, I need to express. So yeah, this could be for some of you. Yeah, you see, you have the Four of Wands in reverse and the Magician. This is like impossibility to manifest the house, to manifest the dream of celebrate a home together. for some of you. And the Queen of Wands, I feel that they still have respect for you. They do. They do not want to mistreat you. They do not want to hurt you. They do have they do hold high esteem of you, if that's the way you say. They even put you up on a pedestal. Like, they think you are freaking great. They admire your creativity, they admire your free spirit, they admire your artistic ability, your bond with nature, your impulsive bursts of energies, and how alive you feel and you make everybody else feel. They like your laughter and the way you dress, how eclectic you are, different from anybody else that they met. They do like you. They have a lot of respect for you. So I think that if this is about a breakup, it's going to be a pretty peaceful and respectful and gentle one, even though unexpected for you perhaps. Although I think for most of you, you probably realized your intuition has been trying to tell you with that Knight of Pentacles in reverse and King of Cups that you are actually dealing with a person that is emotionally unavailable, at least with you, and that wasn't actually able to offer something stable and long lasting with that Knight of Pentacles in reverse, because you weren't seeing the actions that you would normally see, or you weren't hearing the words that you would normally hear from a person that is obsessed with you. So perhaps this is actually a very interesting situation for you to analyze. Why is it that you felt like clinging onto a person that wasn't showing enough interest towards you? Are you perhaps emotionally unavailable as well? And could that be the reason why you are attracting emotionally unavailable people? That is a question that I've had to ask myself as well in the past. Because we, like attracts like. We often attract who we are. It's not always the same. There's not just one rule for everything. But yeah, I feel that you've been feeling that there has been something not going well within this connection. Perhaps you've been having different fights, and perhaps during those misunderstandings you realize how alone you felt. There wasn't that warmth that you wanted to feel after the conflict, as if your person was actually sort of happy that you guys were having a conflict, so that could be subconsciously an excuse for them to walk away. They weren't realizing that they were doing that. Instead, you were hoping that after the misunderstanding, you could feel closer and closer, but it wasn't. You were just waiting that things would get better in time, but they didn't. They didn't. You felt this detachment, with that Six of Cups. You knew already that something wasn't right. That this is not how the honeymoon phase should be like. And that things were actually about to end with that world in reverse. So that couldn't begin in the first place. This door was actually closed from the beginning. But you were accepting breadcrumbs with that Six of Pentacles. Because there is lack of self-worth here. There's lack of self-worth with that Eight of Cups as well. You just kept, perhaps you were feeling like you wanted to walk away, but you didn't because you didn't want to hurt them, or you've had people walking away from you and you didn't want that to happen again. So you were being people pleaser, accepting the little crumbs, because that's just what you've always known. You never knew any better. You never knew what love feels like, which should be an overflowing of support, of presence, of gestures of love and kind, loving words. One act of love after another. You've never met unconditional, free love, abundant love that makes you feel like you are over the clouds. And so perhaps you've had some perhaps even in your family, you've been experiencing people loving you one second and then walking away the next. And so again, like what I'm reading basically are the cards at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm getting here is that there is some type of burden from the past that you need to release, because until you heal that wound from your inner child that has been neglected or abandoned or got only conditional love, until you heal that part, you will keep attracting personalities that will try to wake up that wound, basically, because it's part of your path to awaken to it and face it. Okay, so that's what I am getting. I really hope that this reading has been enlightening somehow and that helps you, that you got some nice guidance out of it. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear. Hit the thanks button if you'd like to buy me a coffee. It would be amazing. Have a look at the info box as well. If you'd like to have a private reading with me, you can find the different prices. I'll be so happy to work with you if you wish. You can also find a list of the decks that I'm using, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Unfortunately, because of the way I am, my uploads are extremely scattered, and I'm so sorry about that. Also, every time that I feel like I'm finally dedicated to the channel, something major happened in my life, like I have to move out of the house or I have to change job, and I've been pushed outside of my comfort zone, and therefore my channel gets neglected as a consequence of it. So subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are gonna get the notification whenever I upload a new video. That is the only way to make sure, because I do not have a regular schedule. Hopefully one day I will. And thank you so much for your patience, for listening up to now, and yes, I wish you the very best with your connection. Much love. See you soon.